Steve. Oh, dude, keep going. Oh.
Right, if you're still here, don't worry. Those were not beginners. And you have my permission right now to feel completely and utterly intimidated. Dirt Farm Bike Park in Wales, definitely one of those bike parks that the pros go to. Social media will lead you to believe that it's all about big jumps, flips and whips and high speed shenanigans. But I go there and I don't do any of that sort of stuff. Look, the pros go, they have a great time and they put some bangers out on Instagram and YouTube and whatnot. And yeah, they make it look like a pretty pro level place. But there's plenty of space there for people like me and you, because I expect if you're watching this video, you're not a pro rider. Just to be clear, I have said this is a beginner's guide, but this bike park is definitely not for beginners. It's definitely intermediate and above, but any sort of trail centre experience in the UK, and I think certainly you should go and give Dirt Farm a try.
Nice, Tim.
If you've ridden any other bike park in the UK or trail centre, then you've got nothing to fear by going to Dirt Farm. I don't really do jumps, and in all the clips of me riding in this video or the playlist I'm going to link to, you'll see that my wheels mostly stay on the ground. Any time that I've jumped or hopped something, it's because I've wanted to and not because I've been forced to do it by a gap or something in the trail. The trails have got loads of like lumps and bumps and doubles and little hips and lots of little hidden features, but you can roll from top to bottom without getting your wheels off the ground at all. But the nature of these trails, the way they've been made, makes them so that it's a great place to go and progress and develop your skills, because one little double can turn into a little jump. Two rollers 10 feet apart can suddenly turn into a big jump. So there's lots of opportunities to try to improve your riding and to get some air if you want to. And should you actually decide to try one of these kind of like little jumps or doubles, there's little to no consequence if you actually get them wrong. You'll see from some of my clips here that I don't make it across a lot of the little gaps in between. There's no consequence to me getting it wrong. So stick to blue and red trails and you can stick your wheels on the ground, as I've said, all the way from the top of the trail right the way to the bottom without lifting off once. There are some bigger features to be aware of, like I've showed you at the beginning of this video, but so long as you start at the top of the trail in the right place and pay attention to the signs, you won't accidentally find yourself on a great big jump or great big drop. Just pay a little bit of attention before you set off and you'll be fine. But some of the big jumps on the full moto line, you'll see them long before you get to any sort of gap, because you'll see them looming up in front of you, and you'll realise that that's something perhaps a bit above your pay grade, so to speak. So if you do decide to go to Dirt Farm, I've got 3 tips for you. Number 1, visit the website. You're going to need to do this anyway to book on, so while you're there, take a look at the trail map, take a look at the descriptions of each of the trails. They're all graded, blue, red, black and pro, and taking a look at the descriptions, you'll see that there's enough information there for, I think, you to decide which of the ones you want to go down. And as I've said, personally, I think blues and reds absolutely fine, and your wheels can stay on the ground. There's even 1 or 2 black sections which I've ridden, which I think are okay. Just be very careful and just read the signs before you head off down the trails.
Oh, I remember not liking that. Fuck. You did too? It just suddenly looked like it was right in my eye line.
Number 2, perhaps the most important one in my opinion, is go with somebody who's been there before, who you trust.
Yeah, man.
Oh, is this one with the big drop?
No. Yeah, no. Not telling you.
Somebody who knows the trails, that way you can follow them, and then hopefully you've got no chance of going wrong. There are parts of the trail where trails sort of like fork off and split in various ways, and at that point you want to make sure that you're heading down somewhere that you're going to be more comfortable with.
Not that way. Yeah?
Number 3 is take a look at that trail map just before you head off from the top. You get off the uplift, you get at the top, have a look at the trail map and just think beforehand where you want to go. Perhaps have a look at the where the splits are in the trail, so you've got it in your own mind where you're heading. And what you don't want to do is to stop at a junction and find somebody coming straight up your backside, because they're going to be coming faster than you. There are people there that will have their full face helmets on, they'll have downhill bikes, and they'll be tearing down the blues and the reds quicker than you will. So it's worthwhile making sure that you know where you're going and not suddenly stopping at a fork in the road. And I've now have one bonus tip, and that is check out my playlist, which I think is up there if I get my directions right. Check out my playlist. I've been loading videos up all of this last week from various runs all the way down. Good combinations of various different trails, blues, reds, I think 1 or 2 little black bits. But basically have a look at that playlist and you'll see there's nowhere at all on any of those trails where I was forced to jump, where I needed to jump, and you'll see that I'm a pretty average rider and I had a great time. So any questions, pop them below. Please subscribe. If you found this video useful, share it with somebody else, and yeah, and thanks for watching.
He says Weasel, it goes somewhere completely different. Go, 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 go.
Keep going.
Yes, Tim. Get that last one. I'll give you that, I reckon.
Oh, Gary was in my way.
Oh, fucking hell, Gar.
Yes, Gary wins.